On the elegant boulevard of Passeig de Gràcia, nestled among ornate 19th century buildings, one house stands apart like a living being, a structure that seems to breathe, shimmer, and move. This is Casa Batlló, one of the most iconic and imaginative creations of Antoni Gaudí. Completed in 1906, it is not just a building. It is a poetic sculpture of stone, glass, and color, a dreamscape born of myth, nature, and modernist innovation. At the turn of the 20th century, Barcelona was in the midst of a cultural and architectural renaissance. The Eixample district, laid out in a grid by Ildefons Cerdà, had become the canvas for the rising stars of Catalan Modernisme. Passeig de Gràcia, once a country road, had become the main artery of wealth and artistic expression, lined with daring new buildings designed to reflect the personality of their owners. It was here that industrialist Josep Batlló, owner of a successful textile factory, purchased an 1877 building and commissioned Gaudí to redesign it. Without demolition, only transformation. The result would be one of the most visionary and unconventional facades in architectural history. By 1904, Antoni Gaudí had already made a name for himself with Parc Güell, Casa Batlló, and the ongoing work on the Sagrada Familia. He was at the height of his creative power. When Josep Batlló gave him full creative freedom, Gaudí didn't simply renovate, he reinvented. Over the next 2 years, he transformed a conventional apartment building into a fantastical world of curves, mosaics, and flowing organic forms. Gaudí didn't just design a home, he created a symbol, a house of story and myth, where every detail had poetic and structural meaning. Gaudí's architectural philosophy was rooted in organic inspiration, not imitation of nature, but the use of its logic and beauty in structure and space. Casa Batlló is one of his clearest expressions of this philosophy. His design vision followed key ideas, nature as model and metaphor. The building is inspired by marine life, bones, waves, and animal forms. The interior staircase resembles a vertebral spine. The roof curves like the back of a dragon, and the balconies mimic masks or skulls, earning it the nickname House of Bones. Mythological symbolism. Many scholars see Casa Batlló as an allegorical tale of St. George and the Dragon, with the roof's ceramic scales representing the dragon, the cross-shaped turret as St. George's sword, and the balconies as the victim's skulls. Harmony of light, air, and form. Gaudí masterfully controlled natural light and ventilation through the central atrium and careful arrangement of windows, using form and color to shape mood and movement. Total artistic integration. Gaudí designed not only the architecture, but the furniture, railings, doors, skylights, and even doorknobs, creating a true Gesamtkunstwerk, or total work of art. The execution of Casa Batlló was a feat of craftsmanship, engineering, and artistic daring. Gaudí worked with the finest artisans in glass, wood, ceramic, and iron to bring his vision to life. The facade, a mosaic of movement. The undulating front of the house is clad in trenchadisse mosaic, made from broken ceramic tiles in shimmering blues, greens, and violets, like sunlight reflected on water. Each balcony, forged from iron, is unique, organic, and expressive. The noble floor, a surreal interior landscape. The main living level is filled with curving woodwork, fluid walls, and stained glass windows in oceanic colors. The oak staircase resembles the inside of a great animal, and every doorway frames a view, guiding you as if underwater. The light well, a vertical ocean of color. At the building's center, Gaudí designed a light well tiled in gradient blue, lighter at the bottom and darker at the top, to ensure even light distribution. The windows grow larger on higher floors to maintain luminosity, a marvel of passive lighting design. The loft, the skeletal spine. The whitewashed loft features catenary arches resembling a ribcage, light, airy, and intimate. Once used as laundry rooms and storage, it's now one of the most celebrated spaces in the house. The roof, the dragon's back. The rooftop features arched tiles like scales, a bulbous chimney cluster, and a turret crowned by a four-armed cross. Gaudí's signature. It's a fantasy skyline, blending symbolism, color, and structural mastery. Casa Batlló is not just a masterpiece of Catalan modernism. It is a beacon of architectural imagination that continues to inspire. It broke every rule of classical design, opening new paths for biomorphic architecture and surrealism. It influenced generations of designers and artists, from the Art Nouveau movement to today's organic and parametric architecture. In 2005, Casa Batlló was declared a UNESCO World Heritage Site, joining Gaudí's other masterpieces as part of Barcelona's architectural soul. Today, it welcomes over 1 million visitors annually, not just as a museum, but as a living testament to the power of creativity, nature, and design without limits. Casa Batlló is a place where stone ripples like water, where walls curve like wind, and where every surface speaks of Gaudí's boundless imagination. If you've been inspired by this journey into one of the world's most extraordinary houses, subscribe for more deep dives into architecture that dares to dream.